It feels like every day there's some crazy new AI development.
Oh, absolutely. It's moving so fast.
But this one, this new model called Orion,
Right.
that's really got everyone buzzing.
It's pretty remarkable.
So let's do a deep dive into that.
Yeah, let's dive in.
So Orion, first of all, 100 times more powerful than GPT-4,
Yeah, that's what we're hearing.
which
Well,
is already, I mean,
yeah, it's hard to even wrap your head around that.
GPT-4 already does a lot.
It really does. I mean, it can write really nuanced content.
Yeah.
It analyzes data. It can code.
So 100 times more powerful. I mean, how do you even,
Yeah.
what makes that possible?
Well, part of it is how it's being trained. They're using this thing called synthetic data.
What is that?
So basically, it's data that's created by another AI.
So AI is building AI.
Yeah, it's like something out of a sci-fi movie, isn't it?
Totally, yeah.
But it has some advantages. Like, it makes the training process way faster. Generating data synthetically is much faster than collecting real-world data, which is what they had to do before.
Oh, I see, yeah.
And it can help with privacy concerns because it's not linked to any real individuals.
Interesting. So you can kind of build whatever scenario you want.
Exactly. They can create a much wider range of scenarios for it to learn from. And so it leads to a more robust, adaptable AI.
So how are they rolling this out?
Well, that's what's interesting. OpenAI, the company behind it, they're not just launching it publicly. They're doing a more strategic rollout.
Okay.
So they're giving access to select businesses first.
Why do you think they do that?
I think it's smart. It lets them collect feedback, fine-tune it before making it widely available.
So it's like a testing ground.
Exactly.
Got it.
Now, here's where Microsoft comes in, right?
Yeah.
Because they're going to be hosting Orion on their Azure cloud platform.
Okay, so that gives businesses a way to use it.
A really secure and scalable way to use it, yeah.
It's secure. Okay. So what kind of impact could this have? I mean, you say it's 100 times more powerful. What are we talking about here for, like, the average business?
Well, let's imagine, like, customer service
okay.
instead of those annoying phone trees.
Right. Or, like, basic chatbots.
Right. Imagine AI that understands your needs and actually responds in a natural way.
Or like a human.
Exactly.
That would be a game changer.
Yeah. And then think about predictive analytics, right? With all this power, it can analyze so much data, spot patterns that we could never even see.
Wow.
It could revolutionize how businesses make decisions, market trends, customer behavior, all sorts of things.
Wow. So it makes businesses smarter.
Yeah, more efficient, more competitive, and that's not even scratching the surface. Think about content creation, data processing,
Wow.
product innovation.
This is getting me really excited. This is like next level.
It is, and this kind of leads into OpenAI's bigger vision, which is something called artificial general intelligence, or AGI.
Right, I've heard about that. What is it?
Well, think of it like this. It's AI that can basically do anything a human can do.
Oh,
I know.
that's intense.
It's a big ambition, but I think this rollout with these companies, it's a step towards that,
Yeah, it's a step towards really testing the boundaries of what AI can do.
Exactly. Now, there have been some changes at OpenAI, some key people have left, but it seems like they're still focused on this, on AI that can be used in real businesses.
So even with those changes, they're still on this path.
Yeah, and I think Microsoft being involved is a big sign that they believe in this too.
So this is, I mean, this is huge, right?
It really is. It's a big partnership that could shape the future of AI, really.
Why should the average person listening to this care?
This isn't just about tech companies. The impact of this is going to reach everyone.
Okay.
Think about healthcare, transportation, how we interact with everything around us.
So like AI being woven into our everyday lives.
Seamlessly integrated, yeah.
Yeah.
Anticipating our needs, helping us with complex things.
That sounds amazing. But is it scary too?
Well, yeah, I mean, there are valid concerns. As AI gets more powerful, we have to be very thoughtful about the impact on society.
Right.
We need to talk about the ethical side, What about jobs?
Yeah.
How do we develop and deploy this responsibly?
So we need to make sure we're shaping this future in a good way, not just letting it happen to us.
Exactly. We all need to be informed and engaged.
Okay, so as we keep talking about this, I want you to think about this. If you had access to Orion, what would you do with it?
That's a good question.
What problems would you try to solve?
Yeah, what possibilities would you unlock?
Because this is a powerful technology, and it's coming.
It really is, and it's just the beginning.
We've been talking about all these big changes Orion could bring, like
Hmm.
customer service getting better, decisions being made differently.
Right.
But how about some real concrete examples? Like, what could a business actually do with this?
Okay, well, let's take content creation. Imagine being able to just generate high-quality reports,
Yeah.
marketing
For Pit's
materials, whole
sakes.
websites. Wow.
All incredibly fast and accurate.
So you wouldn't have to, like, sit there and write a blog post for hours.
Right, exactly.
That's-
And it wouldn't just be generic stuff.
Okay.
It could be tailored to a specific audience, match your brand's voice,
Wow.
even the emotional tone you want to convey.
So it's like a super-powered content machine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. What about data processing? We touched on that, but how could that change?
Well, think about it. Data is everything these days.
Yeah.
Orion can analyze these massive data sets, find patterns that humans would miss.
Oh, okay.
It could lead to better decisions, more efficient operations, just a huge advantage.
So like the ultimate data analyst.
Yeah, I mean, crunching numbers at a speed and scale we've never seen before.
That's incredible. And how about creating new products?
Now that's where it gets really exciting.
Okay.
Imagine testing tons of product designs virtually
Oh, and
before you even build anything physical.
so you could see what works best. Exactly. You can identify the best concepts, refine them, all with the help of AI that can analyze everything. Market trends, user preferences.
So faster development, better products.
Yeah. And not just improving what we already have.
Okay.
This could spark totally new ideas, inventions we haven't even thought of.
This is sounding pretty revolutionary.
It has the potential to be, yeah.
But with all this power, aren't there some downsides?
Oh, absolutely. We have to be realistic. Like,
No.
what about jobs? If AI can do so much, what happens to people's jobs?
It's a big one, yeah.
It's a legitimate concern.
Can we do anything about that?
Well, we need to focus on education, training programs, help people develop skills that are still uniquely human.
Like what?
Things like critical thinking,
Yeah.
problem solving, emotional intelligence.
So instead of AI replacing us, it's more like AI working with us.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance,
Yeah.
you know, where AI and human intelligence work together.
Okay. So it's not just about the tech, it's how we use it.
Right. And another thing is bias. You know, if the data that AI learns from has biases in it,
Yeah.
then the AI can perpetuate those biases.
So even though Orion uses synthetic data,
Mhm.
there's still that risk.
Absolutely. That's why it's crucial to have diverse teams building these systems.
Okay. So it's not just about being fair, it's about making sure the AI actually works for everyone.
Precisely. And we need to be aware of any unintended consequences, you know? Work hard to avoid them.
So responsible development is key.
Absolutely. It's a collaborative effort. Developers, policymakers, businesses, everyone needs to be involved.
So we need to be having these conversations now.
Yeah, definitely. It's about the future of humanity, really. And we all have a role to play in shaping it.
Well, we can learn from the past, right? Other tech revolutions have happened.
Oh, absolutely. We can look at how those impacted us and use that to guide us now.
So history can help us navigate this.
Exactly.
Well, as we keep talking about Orion, I think it's important to keep that in mind. Learn from the past so we can create a good future.
I agree. It's about finding that balance, you know, between the incredible potential of AI and using it responsibly.
Now, another thing I keep thinking about is how OpenAI will balance making this accessible while preventing misuse.
That's a tough one. You know, they've traditionally been pretty open with their models,
Yeah.
believing that giving people access drives innovation.
Yeah.
But Orion is so powerful, it could be really dangerous in the wrong hands.
So how do they walk that line?
Well, they're already doing a strategic rollout, right?
Right, to those select businesses.
Yeah, that gives them some control, lets them gather feedback.
Okay, so it's like a controlled test.
Exactly. And they're also likely to invest heavily in safeguards, ethical guidelines.
Oh, so it's not just giving people the tech, it's making sure they use it the right way.
Exactly. OpenAI knows that the power of AI isn't just in what it can do, but in using it for good.
It's a balancing act.
It is.
Yeah.
But I think they're up to the challenge. They've shown they're willing to learn and adapt.
And prioritize ethical considerations.
Absolutely. That gives me hope, you know? We have these brilliant minds working on this, but we also have this growing awareness that we need to be careful.
To put human values first.
Exactly. To make sure AI is a force for positive change.
As we wrap up this part, I want to go back to that question for you listening.
Oh, yeah.
If you had Orion, what would you do with it?
Let your imagination run wild.
Think big.
How could you use this to make a positive impact on your life, your community, the world.
Because this is our future.
It is, and we're shaping it together.
We've talked about so much with Orion. Its potential,
I know, it's a lot to take in.
the impact it could have, the
Yeah.
challenges too.
Definitely.
But for this last part, I want to look further out. What's OpenAI's ultimate vision here?
Ah, you're talking about AGI?
Yeah, artificial general intelligence. We touched on it briefly, but what does that future really look like?
Okay, so AGI, it's a huge leap from where we are now. It's about AI that has the same cognitive abilities as a human.
So like machines that think like us.
Yeah. Learning, reasoning, problem solving, adapting to new situations just like we do.
Wow, that's
I know, it's hard to even grasp.
what would that even mean for the world?
Well, everything would change, right? Science, art, literature.
How we govern ourselves?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Huge potential, but also a lot of unknowns.
It's almost scary to think about. We're talking about changing the course of history here.
It is humbling, isn't it, to be alive at this point in time?
But even with all that, it's still us humans who are driving this.
What for sure, it's our ingenuity, our curiosity, this drive to push the limits of what's possible.
And as we keep developing this, we can't forget that responsibility, making sure AI benefits everyone.
I couldn't agree more. It has to be about lifting humanity up.
That's what I hope everyone listening takes away from this.
Absolutely.
The future of AI, it's not some predetermined thing. We're all creating it together.
Through our choices, our actions, how we choose to use this technology.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, remember, this is just the beginning. Orion is a big step, but there's so much more to come.
Keep exploring, keep learning.
Keep asking those big questions.
And most importantly, keep imagining what a better future with AI could look like.
Because we have the power to make it happen. And that's it for this episode of The Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us.